We'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's stream from Sidney High School as we're another corner conference volleyball matchup tonight is between your hometown Sidney Cowgirls and our visitors from right down the road, the Hamburg Wildcats. The Wildcats bring in a 4-7 overall record and 0-5 in the conference, while our Cowgirls are 9-4 overall with a 2-1 record in the conference. And tonight's starters, as we get going here, we'll announce the starting lineups for the Hamburg Wildcats. They'll have number 2, Emma Barrett, a 5'5 senior outside hitter, a 5'1 senior right side hitter and setter. Number 4, Lizette Avalos, a 5'7 sophomore middle hitter. Number 6, Hilda Thompson, a 5'5 senior outside hitter. Number 8, Haley Barrett. Number 14, a 5'5 freshman, Cody Tizer, a freshman outside hitter. Number 25, Bella Thompson. And rounding out the Wildcat starting lineup is a 5'2 senior setter and right side hitter is Harley Majors. The Wildcats are coached by Coach Emily Graham. And for your Cowgirls, the starting lineup will remain the same as it's been the last couple matches. We'll start with number 2, a senior, a 5'8 senior middle hitter, Fallon Sheldon, a 5'6 junior outside and right side hitter. Number 4, Addie Haining. Gabby Jacobs, our sophomore libero. Number 20, a 5'9 junior middle hitter. Number 9, Macy Graham, a 5'5 senior outside hitter. Number 14, Eve Brumbaugh, a 5'7 senior middle and outside hitter. Number 15, Lily Peters. And rounding out the Sidney starting lineup is the freshman setter who's done great things, kind of forced into some action here. Number 23, 5'3 freshman, Addison Foster. The Cowgirls are coached by head coach Brad Johnson, assistant coach Kathy Johnson. Our scorekeeper at the table, as always, is Miss Teresa Fove. We're joined tonight by someone who knows a lot more about volleyball than I am and technology, about everything. I think she knows everything more than I do, so she's going to pop in some color, but we may just turn it over to her as the night goes. I'd like to welcome Coach Janice Shano.
Good evening, Coach Sears.
Well, we ready for this?
I think we are. We see a Cowgirls team that comes in on a pretty good roll here as of late, so be nice to see them get some action here before conference tournament next week.
And we've been off for a little bit. Last time we sat in these seats, it was a very good East Mills team, and the Cowgirls showed up and played, and I believe that was a 3-set win for them, 3-0 over a tremendous East Mills team. And the Cowgirls have been off a little bit. I know Brad's given them some time off, a night or two here to get away from the gym. And I even know that on a night he gave a night off, some of them showed up here and wanted to hit the volleyball around. So that says a lot about their focus and what they want to get done.
I think they've found some leadership amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Stepping on the court, knowing that they want to play well.
Yeah. Like I said, they've grown up a lot. It was a rough start to the season, playing a few bigger schools and some very talented schools. And we took a few sets from those schools, unable to win the match. But since then, I think we've rolled off about 8 or 9 wins in a row. And we'll pause here just a second as now the public address announcer, Coach Aaron Lang, is going to announce the starting lineups to the public. And we'll follow it up with our national anthem, and we'll join you here shortly. I'd like to welcome you back as both teams are on the court getting ready to break their huddles and begin this corner conference matchup this evening. And, Coach, we got a nice crowd, which is expected when you put two schools that are only a few miles apart.
It is a nice crowd this evening, both sides. We should be set for some live action here shortly.
Yeah, and you know, you got a little, maybe not nearly as good a seat you typically have. Tonight our line judges are Coach Eric Grudel and Cody Beller. Typically it's Mrs. Shano and Coach Dowling who are staples here at line judging, but tonight's the night off, and Cody Beller and Eric Grudel will be having the duties. And remember, as always, phone number 402-618-3406. If we have some kind of technical difficulties, we want to make this an enjoyable experience for you at home. So if there's some technical difficulties, please text and let us know. We'll fix them. Eve Brumbaugh for the serve for the Cowgirls. Up over good. Pass up by Tizer. Over to Brumbaugh to Foster. Sheldon with the swing off the block. Back to Tizer. Pass up to Barrett. Avalos pushes it over. Jacobs back to Foster. Up with the swing is Haney. Haney with the push. Down and in. Point Cowgirls. Cowgirls take the 1-0 lead. Eve Brumbaugh, second on the team in serve efficiency this year, leads the team in aces. Serve up, over, and in. Pass up. Avalos to the set. Back to Barrett. Barrett swing. Blocked at the net. No block. It didn't reach over the tape. Point Cowgirls. Coach, that's kind of the start you would like to on an evening like tonight?
I think so. I think they'd like to see Eve just kind of roll as far as she can go with this ball.
Eve up with the serve. Up, over, in. Pass. Kind of errant pass a little bit. Off of Haley Barrett. Another ace for Eve Brumbaugh. Cowgirls 3-0.
Coming off a game with East Mills that I thought I saw the girls grow quite a bit at picking spots and doing a nice job of serving to them.
Serve over and in. Hits the floor. Another ace Cowgirls. Extends the lead to 4-0. You know, a couple weeks ago here, we played Essex on the home floor, and Eve rattled off 14 straight. So she's pretty deadly from the back line there. Up over pass. Avalos, nice hustle by Avalos. Over by Barrett. Fallon. Pass attacked by outside hitter Lily Peters. Saved by the Wildcats. Barrett over. Foster to Haney. Haney at the swing. Big swing down and in. Found the back right corner. Good placement with the ball. Brumbaugh still at the line. Serve up, over, in. Barrett to Avalos. Back to Barrett. Barrett the swing. And good placement. Point Wildcats and side out. Wildcats on the board, 5-1. Barrett back to the service line. Number 18, Hannah Thompson, checks into the match. Barrett the senior. Serve up, over, in. Jacobs with the pass to Foster. Foster going to go outside to Fallon. Fallon with the big swing down and in. You know, Fallon's just steady. She is absolutely steady.
She is, and Addie got her a nice ball that time. Right where she needed it to be to get a nice, solid swing on it.
And checking in the match, number 9, Macy Graham. And Macy's been a really nice surprise for the Cowgirls. You knew what you were getting with Fallon Sheldon, Eve Brumbaugh, and Addie Haney up front. But this year, Graham has really come on and playing tremendous volleyball.
I think we've seen her grow in confidence, too, as the season's gone on.
Got a good rally going here. Barrett over, or Barrett not over. Didn't make it over the tape. Point Cowgirls. Sheldon back to the line now. She typically is a jump server. We'll see what she does on this serve. Gonna keep both feet on the floor. Pass, Avalos. Sets up Haley Barrett with the block by Graham. And Wildcats unable to return it. Point Cowgirls, bring your score 8-1 with Sheldon still on the line.
She jump served a couple times there against East Mills, but then kind of went to this from the floor serve, and it served her well as the game went on last week.
Good serve. Yep. Good serve, unable to be returned inbounds by the Wildcats. Point Cowgirls, yeah, she jump serving against Essex. She jump serving. I think she had a lot of adrenaline going on at East Mills match. There was a lot of energy in the gym, and she went back, like you said, to this serve, and it did serve her very well. Nice back row hit by Barrett. Good. Peters over. Good save by Barrett. Little miscommunication by the Wildcats. Ball hits the floor, bringing your match score, your set score to 10-1 Cowgirls. And Coach Emily Graham decides it's a good time for a timeout. I think she saw that miscommunication and a little out of sorts, out of system.
Yep, I think she saw the run that the Cowgirls were on and wanted to get a timeout and settle them down maybe a little bit.
Okay, Coach, you've been on the sideline. You've a lot of volleyball matches. I have not. This is as close as I've gotten forever. How come it appears that a lot of times out of timeouts, the service, there's a lot of service errors, a lot of service errors after a timeout?
I think you break the concentration maybe of the server. They get in the huddle and maybe like tonight the girls are a little excited. They played very well. Maybe don't bring that confidence back onto the floor like they had before the timeout.
It just seems like, and I'm sure that I don't have the stats in front of me, but it seems like not more times than not, but maybe 50-50 after a serve. Doesn't matter which team calls it. Service out of a timeout sometimes goes out or hits the net.
Yep.
Not this time. Eve Fallon says, not now. Avalos passed it over. Foster up, outside Addie. Addie swings, handing off the tape, down and in. One of those ones we'll take. Didn't make it over the tape, but it rolled over the top of the block, hit the floor.
She took a nice swing. She didn't fluff that ball. They're looking to attack tonight, I think.
Fallon up and over, pass up. Barrett. Hannah Thompson tried to hit it over, unable to clear the tape. Ball finds the floor, 13-1 Cowgirls.
12-1.
12-1. I thought maybe they just hadn't changed the scoreboard. It is 12-1.
We were just a little quicker.
I guess so. Sheldon again up over in. Another ace. Very good serve. Cowgirls are doing well from the service line. Don't want to jinx them, but there hasn't been a service error yet, I don't believe.
And I think they're doing a good job looking for those spots to serve to, find where they think they can get the ball down.
Emma Barrett passes the ball over, free for Sidney. Brumbaugh, Foster, Graham down off the block and hits the floor. Good hard swing by Macy Graham. As you said, I think I've only seen a couple tips or pushes tonight, whatever terminology you'd like to use. We are swinging. Again, the senior Sheldon from the line. A little different variety of serve. Avalos trying to catch the Cowgirls off guard with a set over the net intentionally. It almost found the floor, but good hustle by the back row from the Cowgirls. And then Lily Peters able to find an empty spot on the floor with a tip.
Fallon, one of the three seniors that were honored before the game tonight for senior night.
Their serve up over in, past Avalos, set outside to Haley Barrett, goes over. Sheldon, Foster, right here to Lily Peters, another senior. An attack overpass. Graham puts it down, but returned nicely by the Wildcats. Push over Brumbaugh, Foster, outside Hayden, little outside of her reach. She was able to get it over. Wildcats going to free ball over. Hayden to Foster, to Graham. Nice dig, back row, Cody Tizer. Sheldon, Foster, Peters down. Oh, block back. Nice set. Got a good rally going in. That one is going to be 4 hits, but not after a very nice rally by both teams.
That was a nice rally. They both kept the ball going. They both hustled to spots.
Yeah, I think both coaches can find good in that. Ultimately, though, is point Cowgirls. Fallon Sheldon still on the line. Serve up over in. Nice serve. Nice pass. Avalos to Barrett. Brumbaugh save to Foster. Back here to Lily Peters, another senior. Overpass. Haney gets on top of it, but it's going to hit it just out.
Just out. Just wide.
You mentioned Fallon Sheldon being honored tonight, recognized as a senior. We've mentioned Lily Peters, also one of those seniors. And we've said Eve Brumbaugh's name a few times already, but she would be the third one. All three girls contributing heavily to this team. Number 6, Hilda Thompson, sophomore, back to serve. Nice serve, up over in. Macy Graham on the swing, cross court, finds the floor. Point and side out, Cowgirls. And that brings Addie Haney to the back line, serve. Serve up over and in. Oh, great save by Avalos, just unable to be returned by another Wildcat point. Cowgirls. Hanning, the 5'6" junior, saw a lot of playing time last year, but find herself on the floor almost consistently all the way around for the Cowgirls this year. Good serve, overpass. Macy Graham attacks it, puts it down like you're supposed to with an overpass. I mean, your eyes just have to light up. We're PE teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And that we see that a lot when in PE volleyball, when your eyes just light up when that comes over.
And Macy did a good job of timing that one, not trying to swing a little too early. She really timed it to get it where she could hit that one down hard.
Great serve by Addie Hanning. Tell you, Harley Majors did a good job of bringing that ball to the front row, just unable to find your setter in that situation. Addie with another serve to the back row. Majors, nice passing up and over by Avalos. Good job by number 4. Lizette, the 5'1" senior, scores for Wildcats, and now she takes it back to the service line. Your score is 20-3, Cowgirls. Avalos behind the line. Ball up, ball hit, over, in. Hanning, Foster, Peters. Avalos good up, pushed over by Barrett. Again, goes Lily Peters, good save. Passed over, free ball. Middle, Macy Graham, continuing where she left off from, I'd say, the last game, but it seems to be the last 2 or 3 games that she just is on a roll right now.
She really is. That confidence she's just gaining every game.
Lily Peters, aforementioned senior, number 15, at the service line, up, over, in. Pass up, another overpass. This time Eve Brumbaugh says, I'll clean up the mess, and we'll put it down for a point. Lily Peters, 5'7" senior. Really another girl that's paid her dues, all the way through. Taking the playing time when it was there, and this year now she's a very, very key component to this year's team.
Yeah, she stepped in and is playing nice for these Cowgirls.
And as we talk about her, we kind of jinxed her there. She served into the net, so it's side out Wildcats. Number 8, Haley Barrett with the serve, and that one didn't quite make it over, so they return the favor. Point Cowgirls, 23-4. Gabby Jacobs, a sophomore, and coach, we mentioned when we played East Mills, look out on the floor, and there's really 2 key positions you think of when you think high school girls volleyball, or just volleyball in general. That's your setter and your back row player, your libero. We've got a freshman and sophomore in those positions.
Speaks well to what we've got coming in the future. They've really stepped in, and I see both of them with some nice confidence growing.
Yeah, just match by match, they get better and better. And like I said, that comes with the confidence. And during that, as we were speaking, we just had a miss hit there. Played well, just came off her hand wrong. Got Cody Tizer back at the service line. 5'5" freshman. Serve up, over, and just out. So that service there, that'll bring it to match point Cowgirls. Addie Foster, our freshman setter we just were visiting about. Done really nice job this year on a really good volleyball team.
And you're right, and thrown into a kind of tough situation to start the season, but you can just see her growing as the year goes on.
And as we're talking, that's Foster setting up the senior Brumbaugh, hits it cross court down and in. Set 1 goes to your hometown Cowgirls, 25-5. And I talked to Coach Brad Johnson earlier today, and he said, I said, whenever we have these home matches and we get up here on the stream, we talk about what the coaches might be thinking. He said, really, the word for tonight was focus. When you haven't played for a week, almost a week and a half now, we're going on a week and a half without any matches, and you come in tonight, he said focus. That's what he wanted the girls to do, is just, maintain focus all the way through, regardless of what the score is. Do things the way you're supposed to do it. And for the most part, I thought I saw that. I think he's got to be pleased. He and Coach Kathy have to be pleased with what they saw in that first set.
I think so. I think they really are showing maybe some good growth as a team, working together. That not letting a game that probably isn't going to be one that stresses them too much. Yep. I don't see them playing to the competition right now.
Yeah. They like I said, the service, find the service line, they were serving tremendous serves. I mean, they were finding spots. They were not just lollipopped over. They were served with intensity. A lot of those overpasses, not because the other team is not capable of it, is because we force those with those good serves, right?
Yes, we did.
It really wasn't as much an error on the Hamburg side as it was our girls forced that type of pass with the type of serve they had. In that first set, it looks like Macy Graham led the Cowgirls with 5 kills, followed by Addie Haney with 4. Eve Rumbaugh had 2, and Fallon Sheldon had 1. Your freshman setter, Addison Foster, ended up with 8 assists during that first set. Thank you for the stats, Coach Aaron Lang, from Coach Shano to me. We appreciate that.
And I think we got Skylar Altman to help.
Oh, Skylar.
To assist.
Okay,
she's on the assist.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like Lang is probably keeping track of very much over there. Maybe our student section.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, in between sets, junior Michael Hensley got up and led the cheers.
Looks like we got a few more filtering in, maybe some that were over at cross country tonight.
Yeah, and we get between this second and third set, and we'll visit a little bit about cross country. We got Emma Barrett starting over. Very nice serve, dug by Jacobs. Foster to Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh the kill down and in off of a Wildcat. Starts off scoring 1-0. Now we go back to Brumbaugh at the line. This is where the first set kind of got off to a great start for the home team.
Sure did. Gabby really made a nice pass there to start that set.
Yeah, because that was a good serve. Barrett really put the ball in the right spot. Jacobs just was able to pass it up to Foster. Nice hustle by Avalos to keep it alive. Majors pushes the ball over. Haining to Foster. To Haining again. She says, all right, we'll just do one of those. Haining, Foster, Haining. If she's going to make a nice pass to me, I'll just set her up because she's right here on that right side. 2-0 Cowgirls. Eve up, serve up, over, in, and mishandled by the Wildcats, bring the score 3-0. And I apologize if you're watching when the ball's on the Hamburg side of the court. There's 3 Thompsons and 2 Barretts, Coach, and by the time I find the number and find their first name, the ball's already been back and forth, so I'm doing the best I can here. We got Haley Barrett with a very nice swing down and in. If we get some pause in action like that, I can find the first name, but you know, between Bella, Hannah, and Hilda, the 3 Thompsons, and then of course you've got
Now we've got Hilda subbing back in for Hannah, going back to serve.
So Hilda Thompson's in, the 5'7" sophomore middle hitter serving for the Wildcats. Got a little delay in the action.
I think it was a cricket.
There we go, yeah. The officials look at each other, smiling. Somebody's whistle. Good serve by Hilda. Pass up by Jacobs. Save. We're going to free ball this over with Sheldon. Set up to Avalos. Avalos sets up Haley Barrett. Haley Barrett the block back at her. Again, Barrett this time pushed over. Go Thompson, or go Peters. Foster. Haining. Good save back there. Oh.
Little miscommunication.
Miscommunication. So Hilda did a good job of keeping that ball in play, but then everybody just kind of looked at each other and weren't sure who was going to go get that one. And because of that, it resulted in no one. And it's 4-1 Cowgirls. Sheldon at the line. Serve did not make it over. So we mentioned that first game pretty clean as far as service errors, and this one has had a few already in the early stages. That'll take Lizette Avalos back to the service line for the Wildcats. Ball up, over. Pass from Jacobs. Nice pass to Foster. Foster was set. Macy Graham, cross court save by the Wildcats. Up, and Haley Barrett hits it deep, finds the back left corner. Nothing but the floor. Point Cowgirls. Set 4-3. Still in your Cowgirls' favor, but Lizette Avalos has a chance to even this thing up from the service line. Good serve. Brumbaugh. Little overpass, but great job by, oh, we got a whistle.
I think our setters in the back row got called for a back row hit.
Yeah, because as that overpass, she came up and then she went ahead and hit over it, I think, by the time they let some action go, but that evens this match up. Oh, serve over and in. Cody Beller says that serve is in, and that's all that matters as the Wildcats take their first lead tonight. And you know what? You can see a little more smiles on the left side of the net.
Yes, you can.
Avalos, another serve. Good dig by Brumbaugh. Overpass, attacked back by Majors. The ball makes it over. I'm not sure that they practice that a lot, Coach, but it'll work.
Yes, it will. Little scramble drill right now.
Yeah, that was nothing but a scramble, and then we'll take it. Ball is 4, 5-5 there. Addie Haining with a very nice serve. Unable to be returned by the Wildcats, bring the score 6-5. Haining still at the service line. Haining's the top 3 servers on our team this year. Another nice serve. Avalos passed it over. Jacobs. Nice hustle by Addison Foster. Pushed over by Peters. Kind of out of sorts. Saved by the Wildcats. Brumbaugh for the back row up to Foster. Foster said, I'll tip it over. Saved by the Wildcats. Avalos back to Haley Barrett and unable to hit it across the net. A lot of action there, Coach, in a short amount of time.
Yes. Not necessarily what we think of, but a little more scrambling.
Yeah. Nice short serve by Hanning, returned. Peters up, swing hard, hits the floor. That was a really nice serve by Hanning after she had served a couple on a rope, found a spot in the floor, and really almost dropped it in with just a good save by the Wildcats.
She's really looking for that spot serve right now if it's there.
Good hustle by Avalos. Major's going to pass over. We got a free ball on the Sidney side. We go Brumbaugh, Foster, Graham. Graham just finds a spot. Finds a spot, push it to the floor, point Cowgirls. 9-5 is your score. And we got timeout. Coach Emily Graham calls timeout, needs to visit with her Wildcats as they took a lead 5-4, but then the Cowgirls have rattled off 5 straight points to take a 9-5 lead back.
I think maybe the girls, after the first run by Hamburg, decided maybe they better get back to a little more consistent play.
Yeah, so
a little more focus.
Take me inside of either huddle, Coach. What if you're inside that huddle as a coach? What's going on? What message are you trying to deliver to your young ladies on either side of the net?
In the Hamburg huddle, I'm saying you've played some nice points. Now we got to keep going. Pick up that confidence again. One nice pass, make a nice swing. We're going to force Sidney to play a little bit more.
Yep.
And on the Sidney side, it's ladies. We got to stay focused.
Yep. That key word there that Brad used earlier today, focus. So we'll see if both teams can maybe take the message their coaches gave them. We'll see what happens. Addie Hanning, the junior, serve up over in, and it finds the floor. Very good serve.
Nice ace serve by Addie. Got a substitution now.
Hannah Thompson checks back into the match. Hanning takes her dribbles. Good serve up over in. It's up Avalos, nice hustle. Major's going to hit over, nice hit by Majors, and it goes Hanning to Foster. Outside to Peters with a big swing, and it finds the floor. Hannah Thompson made a great effort for it, just unable to handle the kill. Kathy Johnson up, shouting instructions over to Addie Hanning. Hanning the serve up over Ed. Nice placement. Cody ties her up to Avalos. Avalos pushed it over. We go Jacobs to Foster. To Lily Peters. Off the back row. Finds the wall. Finds the floor. Point. Home team.
I think Kathy was giving Addie some instructions, something to look for.
There you go. Hanning, like I said, a little different serve, found a spot on the floor, unable to be passed over and in, so we'll go another point. Cowgirls bring it 13-5. You know, I see, as you mentioned, and who knows what Brad said, I'm sure you're probably pretty close to being spot on, but I see a little more maybe urgency from your Cowgirls, and I don't mean that they're trying to score in a hurry, but they just look a little more aggressive, like, okay, a little more focused as we will, and that serve goes out as we speak. A little too long for Hanning. They'll take number 8, 5'5" senior Haley Barrett back to the service line for the Wildcats. Barrett serve, nice serve by Barrett, dug out by Jacobs. Pushed up, Macy Graham tried to take a little too much off there. I think she was going for a spot on a little roll hit, did not clear the tape, point Wildcats.
I think she was a little farther back from the net than she thought she was and just kind of lost track of that.
Yeah, that set wasn't probably close enough for her to swing away like she'd like to. Barrett, another nice serve. This time to Hanning. Hanning passes up to Foster. Foster too close to net, so she just pushed it over. There she took a swing. Passed up to Avalos. Back row, Haley Barrett takes a big swing, but from the back row, gets a little too much underneath the ball, carries it out of bounds on the Cowgirl side, point, home team.
Score 14-7, Cowgirls.
Lily Peters, serve up over in. Barrett, Avalos, outside to Tizer, unable to reach over the net. Point, Sidney, bringing your match score, your set score, 15-7. Lily Peters still at the line. Serve up and over, Tizer to Avalos. Outside to Barrett. Barrett up the swing, and good save by Addie Haining to Jacobs. Jacobs hits a Brumbaugh. Nice hit. Nice save by the Wildcats. Tizer over. Jacobs. Foster. Graham. Yes. That's
Big
what it's
swing.
supposed to look like. She set it right on the tape, and she was able to get up and swing.
Big swing by Macy that time.
Peters will remain at the serve line. Up, over, in. Barrett. Tizer, unable to handle that. Ball hits the floor, 17-7. Sidney. And Lily Peters coaches in the top 3 of our team on the season for serves.
She's really taking advantage of waiting her time, and now that she's on the floor, she's making the best of her time. And really, like you said, a very staple of the team.
And as you saw that at home, another great set by Addison Foster outside to Macy Graham, who went across court.
Actually, that was Eve
Was
Brumbaugh.
that Eve, Coach? Eve?
Yeah, very
Eve
nice swing by Eve.
Serve just over and in. Nice placement by Lily Peters. We're going to race to 20. We're 1 point away. You know, it seems like a volleyball, that's the thing. Race to 20 and see what happens after that. Cowgirls a point away from that mark. Avalos back outside to Barrett. Swing. And it hits the tape, finds the floor. The Wildcats needed that, kind of broke the momentum. And Bella Thompson checks back in the match. Is at the service line. 5'2" freshman. Serve not quite over. Lefty.
New wrinkle in there.
Yep.
That could be a tough one if you're not used to seeing those lefty balls. They have a little bit different spin.
Yeah, that ball comes off your left hand a little differently than the right-handers. Brings sophomore Gabby Jacobs back to serve for the Cowgirls. Up, over, in, pass up. Avalos up. Emma Barrett's going to push it over. Lily Peters, Addison Foster, Fallon Sheldon up in the middle. Swings, finds the floor without any touches. 21-8. Gabby will stay at the service line.
Cody Tizer went back into the ballgame, back row for the Wildcat.
Good serve by Jacobs. Catches the tape, falls over. Good save. Major's going to push this over. We got a free ball for the Cowgirls. We got a whistle.
Got a net violation.
Net violation on the Cowgirls. Point Wildcats. That'll push 5'2" senior Harley Majors back to the serve line for the Wildcats. 21-9 is your score in favor of the Cowgirls. Good serve by Major. We go Haining up to Foster. Set middle. Brumbaugh. Big swing. Blocked by Hannah Thompson. Good job by the freshman to get up and get a hand on it. Just unable to find it in the back row after off the block. We'll go freshman Addison Foster, the setter. Leads the conference in sets, Coach. Assists, I should say. Free ball over. We go Peters, Foster, Haining, Avalos up. Barrett with the swing. Out. They're going to call a touch. No touch.
Yep,
they did call a touch. I thought maybe I saw a touch from up here, and they saw it, but so we go touch. That'd be point Wildcats. 22-10. Brings Emma Barrett back to the line. Good serve by Barrett. We go Lily Peters, Addison Foster outside to Eve Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh the swing. Barrett, Avalos, Haley Barrett. Point Cowgirls. 23-10. Puts Brumbaugh back on line for the second time in this set. Another serve just clears the net. Avalos pass over, free ball for the Cowgirls. We go Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh, Foster, Sheldon with the finish. And we are at set point Cowgirls in set 2, 24-10. Coach Emily Graham helping her young ladies out on that block attempt. Brumbaugh up, over, in. Avalos, nice hustle. Back out to Barrett. Barrett up, off the block, down to the floor. Set 2 goes to your Cowgirls, 25-10. Well, out of that timeout, obviously the Cowgirls were a little bit on a roll before the timeout, or it would have been taken. We came out, remained focused. Couple small errors, but really just kind of stayed in control of that match.
Yes, they did.
Or that set, I should say.
But I think we saw some growth out of the Wildcats as far as they're making some nice passes tonight.
Yeah, you know, after that first set where the score was a little lopsided, they came out and took a lead early in that set, and even when it started to run away from them, they still competed. They were able to get up, get some blocks, get some really nice serves. Just pretty good defensive play by your Cowgirls because there were some nice serves coming from the left-hand side of the net, and good swings by Barrett from the Wildcats. Well, as we said here, I look across the court and look I'm just looking at the door right now, and somebody that's well known in Sidney volleyball, Amy McClintock, finds her way back to the gym tonight.
Yeah, she came to visit, I think, for senior night tonight. Came to I think, support the seniors that spent a lot of time with her.
Yeah, she's got a lot invested in the program, right? And just, I know it's difficult for her. I've been able to visit with her 3 or 4 times this fall already. I know she's officiating volleyball, so staying really close to the game. But a lot invested in this program. And you look up to our left, and we see banners hanging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green banners that say volleyball state qualifiers, 15 through 18, along with you've got a state champion, state semifinalist, state runner-up. All under Coach Amy McClintock's watch, and Kent Larson also. 2 of, I think, the best volleyball coaches, not only in Southwest Iowa, but probably in the state. Sidney was very fortunate to have those 2 people involved in our program, and it paid dividends. And, again, she came back tonight to say thank you, I think, to her seniors.
I think so.
Well, as the girls take the court as the clock winds down here, officials checking the rotation. And we'll get started with set 3. Well, you mentioned as we get ready here, I went over to the cross-country meet, watched our young men run. Our high school young lady, Alexis Barrett, had been ill, so she didn't run, but I watched Carter Buttrey, who was the city's top finisher tonight, run very well at Nebraska City, along with Flint Bell, Calvin Johnson, Carter Jorgensen, and Maverick Morgan. And then earlier, Brody Buttrey and Lily Athan ran representing our junior high cross country. They did a very nice job over Coach Meyer, Coach Steve Meyer, in charge of that group, pleased with their performance. Foster, as we speak, up to Peters. Peters, a big swing, finds the floor. Cowgirls out to 1-0 lead in set 3. Brumbaugh up and over. Passed up, Avalos, nice hustle. Back to Emma Barrett, swing to Brumbaugh. Up to Foster, outside to Haney, up, big swing off of Majors, point Cowgirls. You know what? Number 4, the senior, Lizette Avalos, she hustles. She's all over the floor. Her effort's tremendous, and she typically gets an arm or something on the ball.
She is. She's getting every ball up anywhere close. She's getting a hand on it, getting a nice set on it.
And that time, as we speak, she did pass it over, and it was just a little deep. But she will set, and she'll send it over the net on her second hit number of times, trying to keep the Cowgirls off of balance there. And that hit by Hannah Thompson, just out on the right-hand side of the court. Brumbaugh will keep things rolling for the Cowgirls. Nice hustle by Avalos, as we talked, but I'm not sure everybody thought she was going to get there. She surprised her own team by putting that ball up off the floor, and I think they were all surprised. It was a great hustle by number 4.
That's the tough part of volleyball, when your teammates, after you've made a nice hustle play, are looking at each other instead of talking.
Great serve by Brumbaugh. Majors, good hustle by Harley Majors. Cowgirls respond by nice set. I think Peters might actually set that up to Sheldon, and Sheldon with the big swing from the middle.
Nice corner shot by Fallon.
Yeah. Brumbaugh up, over, in, off of Tizer. Point Cowgirls, 7-0. This one's starting a little bit like set one. This is starting to mirror set one rather than set two. Cowgirls come out with just a little more focus. Brumbaugh, the senior, on senior night, up, over, in, off of Haley Barrett. No one unable to reach it. Hits the floor, point Cowgirls. Brumbaugh now rattled off 8 points. She's going for number 9.
You were mentioning earlier that Addie's leading the conference in assist as a freshman. That just kind of tells you how the girls are really working hard to make nice, good swings for her as she sets it up.
And we brought her up after the last match and visited with her on the stream. And, you know, she said, we asked her, just flat asked her, what's it like? What's it like being a freshman and thrust into that position? And she said, you know, these young ladies around her are making her job easy. They support her. They know she's a freshman. She's going to have those growing pains. She's going to have a set too close to net. She's going to have a set off the net. And you know what? The girls don't get out, and they understand that. Those senior hitters, that junior hitter as far as Macy along with the senior hitters, they understand that. They help her along rather than get down on her. And she said that just helps build her confidence.
And the girls are doing a nice job of wherever that ball's set, they're getting it over the net. They're not looking for that perfect set, which probably helps them out in the long run.
Yeah. Coach Lemmy Graham felt that momentum in the set kind of getting away with from Hamburg, and knowing that if this set gets away, that's the match. She took a timeout at 9-0, tried to slow down this momentum. So we'll see if Eve answers this or we'll fall into that out of the timeout jinx. Brumbaugh the toss, swing, up, over, in. Avalos does it over. Foster to Haney with the set. Outside to Peters. Peters left hand pushed over. Nice hustle by Majors. Up Barrett, we got a whistle. We got a double hit called on the Wildcats.
Eve did come back out and hold that concentration.
Yes,
for that serve.
Through that timeout. Up, over, in, finds a spot. We go Barrett to Avalos. Back to Barrett. Back Barrett swing. Over Foster on the ground. Up to Jacobs. Jacobs to Haney. Haney with the swing. They're going to be off a block. Block and in, I believe, right?
Yes.
It is point Wildcats. I didn't know if they called it a block in or if it didn't clear the tape, but I think it was a block. So Emma Barrett will go to the line, start things off. Service-wise for the Wildcats, Barrett with a nice serve. Jacobs with the pass to Foster, to Sheldon. Sheldon with the big swing, down and in, cross-court kill. Nice job by the senior.
Good answer by the girls to come right back.
Yep, and that's going to take Sheldon right to the line. Sheldon serve up, over, Barrett. To Barrett, to Avalos, who hits it over. Sheldon, Foster, outside to Little Peters. Little Peters with a nice swing off of Tizer in the back row. Point Cowgirls 12-1 in set 3.
I know one of the things that Coach Johnson and Coach Johnson have been working on is really the girls' the serve.
Sheldon up, over, finds the floor. Ace for a little miscommunication there. I think about 3 girls went for it, but they all pulled back at the same time, not sure who was going to take charge of that. And, of course, in essence, no one does, so it hits the floor. Fallon with the toss, swing, up, over, in, pass by Barrett. Not an overpass. Avalos, good job of saving that. Good job, Fallon. Sheldon find the floor to Brumbaugh, pushed over by Graham. Nice hustle by Barrett. We go Brumbaugh to Foster, up swing, Haney finds the back corner just inside the line. Point Cowgirls. Nice scramble there. Avalos did a good job of hitting the ball over the net after that errant pass. Sheldon finds the floor.
Sheldon made a nice hustle play to get that ball up in the air.
Fallon serve up, over, in, pass up, a little overpass, a little jostle at the net. Won by the Cowgirls. Drops back to our side. Lily Peters cleans it up with a swing. Point Cowgirls 15-1.
Lily that time didn't wait for the pass set and hit. She just went right to the hit. She saw an open spot.
Sheldon still at the line. Nice hustle again by Avalos. Barrett with a big swing, just not quite high enough on that back row attack, but really good effort. Again, Avalos finding the floor, keeping the ball alive for the Wildcats. Sheldon with the toss, swing, over, in, pass up to Avalos, sets up. Haley Barrett pushed it over. We go Graham to Foster, outside to Haney. Haney with the tip to the floor.
Addie that time found a hole in the defense right in the middle. Little short middle.
Yep. And I'm sensing a little bit of the match getting away. There's the smiles have left on the left-hand side of the court for the Wildcats. They're still hustling. It's just a lot more standing and looking at each other. And that time, Macy Graham's attack didn't have enough on it, did not get over the tape. Point Wildcats. So we'll see if the Wildcats can't respond here and run off a few points and get some energy back.
Hilda Thompson in now, going back to the line to serve.
5'7" sophomore. Nice serve by Thompson. Haney up to Foster. Foster a little bit off the net. Kind of the timing was off, but Graham made the most of it. Still able to swing off the tape and finds the floor. Those are so hard when it hits the tape. You're in the right position and you jump and the ball delays if it hits the tape, but hey, it works. Haney with the nice hard serve, but the service errors, it didn't clear the tape. Point Wildcats, 18-3. Lizette Avalos, 5'1" senior. Back to serve. Good serve, Jacobs. Pass, good hustle by Foster. We're going to have a back row hit by Jacobs. Unable to return her to the Wildcats. Scores 19-3. Pushes senior Lily Peters back to the service line. Good serve. Avalos pushed over, but blocked right back at her by Macy Graham.
Macy's right on the spot there.
Yeah, and
that's a big change this year. Her timing's very good at the net.
And Avalos has done that many times tonight, either passed it over, pushed it over on the second hit, and at that time, Graham kind of felt that one coming, was able to block it back. Big swing by Barrett, and blocked back by Brumbaugh. Bring your score to 21-3. Lily Peters still at the service line. On senior night, she would like nothing better to finish out senior night with her on the line. Serve up, over, pass up to Avalos, push it over. Nice serve, or nice set by Foster. Finished off the big swing by Brumbaugh.
They've got some nice timing tonight with them.
Yeah, that was a nice set just off the net. Nice soft set. Brumbaugh was able to get behind it and on top of it. Peters serve, finds the floor, ace Lily Peters.
Reading the court well back there at that line.
Brings your score 23-3. Cowgirls are 2 points away from making this a 3-set sweep at home.
As we say that?
As we say it, Lily said, I'll let someone else finish this, as her serve did not clear the tape. So Haley Barrett, the 5'5" senior, will go back for the Wildcats. Nice serve. Jacobs pass up to Foster. Foster just tips it over. Good save by the Wildcats to Haney. To Foster. Outside to Brumbaugh. Good job by the Wildcats. Major sets it up. Pushed over by Barrett. To Jacobs. To Foster. In the middle, just a tip. Sometimes that's all you need. Okay, just tip it over. Doesn't need to be. That's a great hole, great find.
Again, Macy reading the floor well up there in the middle.
Going up, ready to swing, sees that hole and says, I'm just going to tip it over now. We got match point. Match point, we've got the sophomore Gabby Jacobs. Serve up, over, in. Passed up to Avalos. Avalos sets. Barrett swing, and it's deep. Did it go off a touch? No touch.
No touch.
Finds the floor. That'll be your match, 25-4 in set 3. as your Cowgirls come in and take care of business 3-0 against the visiting Hamburg Wildcats, pushing the Cowgirls' record to 10-4 overall and 3-1 in the conference. So, you know what, we're on a roll, and we look ahead. We've got a volleyball tournament this weekend, Lady Bulldog tournament at 9:30 this weekend.
Over in Bedford, if you're around for the weekend. Over
in Bedford. And then we start next week. We start the Corner Conference Volleyball Tournament, and we'll play these Hamburg Wildcats in the first round of our Corner Conference Volleyball Tournament. And that'll be a fun tournament. Stanton's a really good volleyball team. East Mills is a really good volleyball team, and we just watched a really good volleyball team here tonight in your Sidney Cowgirls. So there's a number of teams. And Griswold.
Griswold,
how
yes.
I miss Griswold? Griswold's sitting third right now, right? So, and I say East Mills, and Fremont Mills has the same record as East Mills in the conference. So, you know, Stanton right now out in front, but it could be a dogfight, and I think our girls have just as good shot as anybody at making some noise in that Corner Conference Volleyball Tournament.
And I think when we played Stanton early, we weren't gelling. We were a little nervous. We weren't playing with the confidence that I think we're playing with now. And
it was early, and it was in that stretch where I think we dropped 3 or 4 in a row where we were playing the larger schools, and then we played obviously the team that's leading the conference, and we were taking one set from each of those teams, just unable to finish. I mean, in one of those matches, I can't remember, we took a set and then we had a big lead in the second set and unable to finish it off. We're going to get a couple players up here in just a second. If you want to hang on, we'll get a few volleyball girls up here and see if we can't get a few words from them.
As we talk conference tournament coming up, we host Monday night here. Fremont Mills is going to play Griswold on the 5:30 match, and Sidney's going to have a rematch with Hamburg in the 7 o'clock game. And we've got some senior girls coming to visit tonight.
Well, first we're joined. You know what? Everybody played so well tonight. It was a struggle when we asked who we want to talk to, but it was real easy because it's senior night here in Sidney, and we have our 3 seniors who mean a lot to this volleyball, not only team this year, but to our program as they've paid their dues and they've worked their way up through the ranks. And some of them are in their second, third year starting, some of them are in their first year starting, but they are really getting the job done this year. And Fallon, you were just sitting here, I think, after the last match. I think we had you up here, so we'll kind of revisit that a little bit. Right now, we're on a roll. Okay, you young ladies are playing awful well. After that, I don't want to say rough start, but it was just a start against some really good volleyball teams, and we had a freshman setter. We had new starters working together. We weren't quite gelled. What has taken place since that first start that you can attribute to where now, what is this, 8 or 9 in a row that you girls have reeled off, right?
Yeah. We really just worked hard every day in practice and worked together and played together and kind of just came together and communicated. Communication was the biggest thing, and we all said we want to work hard. We want to give everything we have this season. I think that's what everyone's been doing so far.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch, and you can see, and Coach Shannon was with me tonight, Colin, and you can see the confidence. You can see the teamwork and how you girls are starting to gel and kind of feed off each other. Question. Usually jump serve. At least you did early near, right?
Yeah.
Jump serve. Keeping both feet on the ground. Is it just a feel? Is it just some nights it just feel like is it during warm-ups you feel like, okay, my jump serve's working, so I'm going to serve, or is it depend on the match or the situation, or is it just how you feel?
I've kind of changed it. So at the beginning of the season I was jump serving and then scrimmages, and it was working really well. And
yeah.
I was getting a lot of aces off of it, being really consistent. And then I went through a real rough patch where I was missing a lot of serves, and I don't like missing serves. I wasn't being as aggressive with my serve, and I was getting nervous going back to serve. And I'm never nervous when I go back there, and because the biggest thing when you're serving is having confidence. Or
yes.
else if you don't have confidence, it's not going over. And I missed quite a few, and I was like, something's got to change. And I got a bad arm, so my arm started hurting from jump serving, and I was like, well, let's see what we can do. So I got back on the floor because I served on the floor all year last year and had a good percentage from it, so I just went back to it and kind of stuck with it, and it's been working so far.
Yeah, no, you're serving very well. We've noticed as we've been calling and say, okay, Sheldon with the jump serve, and then we've noticed here lately it's gone back to on the floor, and you're serving very well. Didn't know what played into that, but it's a little bit of arm trouble and obviously just some confidence, and it's where you feel comfortable, and you look good. You're playing well. Good luck. We got a tournament this weekend at Bedford, followed by the Corner Conference tournament. So that's going to be exciting to see what the girls can do. And you know what? We're going to hand the headphone off, but hey, your teammates left you. Who's going to be next?
I think it's going to be Eve. I'm going to make it be
All
Eve.
right, we're going to make it be Eve. Eve Brumbaugh is going to join us in just a second if we can chase her back up the steps. Now we're joined by another senior, Eve Brumbaugh, who's having a fantastic year. If you go and look up the stats for the Sidney Cowgirls on Varsity Bound, it really doesn't matter what category, maybe outside of assist, and you've got Eve Brumbaugh's name littered in there. And, you know, we were going to bring her up after the East Mills match because we truly thought that she maybe, amongst a ton of great plays and plays by great players in that match, we were going to bring you up here, Eve, but KMA beat us to it, and I think they trumped us. I mean, Trevor Mader probably trumped Coach Lane, Coach Sears, but you're on a roll right now. And I asked Fallon I'll ask you the same question I asked Fallon. The year started off, if you go by wins and losses, maybe a little rougher than what you anticipate. I think we started out 1-4, but you girls were in every match and winning sets against very good volleyball teams. But then something clicked. I know that Coach Johnson had a team meeting.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if that was coach-led, senior-led, or how that works. But you come out of that meeting, and now we've reeled off, I believe this would be 8 or 9 straight matches, right?
I believe this is our 9th.
Yeah, 9. Yep. So we heard what Fallon thought, but what do you see clicking? What has worked after that team meeting where the girls are starting to come together because you're playing really, really great volleyball right now?
Yeah, I think we just all realized that we got to step it up because we're all new. I mean, most of us, and we got to learn how to work as a team, and we kind of just took the extra inch to all work together, and it worked.
Yeah, and you know, as we visited with Fallon and then Ms. Shen and I visited during the broadcast, as you worked in, we have a couple girls who are 2 or 3 year starters. As yourself, you've played a ton of volleyball, not only in this gym but outside, and you know, with all your attack and everything. But we're also working in a freshman setter, right,
Yep.
who found herself on the floor, maybe not expecting to be on the floor, but under circumstances found herself on the floor, working in a sophomore libero. And talk about key positions in volleyball, right? The setter and the libero, and we've got a freshman sophomore. So, and we've talked to Addison, and she credited her teammates, and that would be directly at you 3 girls, you 3 seniors, as far as you girls. I'm assuming you realize that, but she said, hey, I'm playing it set by set, match by match, and really thankful to have you 3 young ladies and your other teammates helping her out. So great leadership on behalf of someone who's played a ton of volleyball like yourself. Look ahead for me, if you don't mind. We've got the Bedford tournament this weekend, and then the big one that, of course, the fans look forward to is the Corner Conference tournament.
Yep.
We know played East Mills tough, beat them, swept them in 3. We know Stanton, we've played them. Probably in that early stages where maybe we weren't gelled yet. So, you know, what obviously you'd like to go out and win that Corner Conference tournament. What do you see happening as we advance not only through these next 2 tournaments but the remainder of the year?
Well, I know it's just going to be challenges all around. Saturday we have the Bedford tournament with conferences, and we're going to see Stanton again, and we hope to see Stanton in the championship of the conference game, and I hope it turns our favor. We're just going to have to keep working and see how it goes.
And I got one more question before we bring Lily Peters in here. Each night we come out and watch, whether we're at home and we're broadcasting on a stream or we watch someone else's stream or we go to another gym. And I don't know how you prepare for Sidney because, you know, you hit well.
Yep.
Lily Peters come alive this year, hitting
yes,
well.
She has.
Macy Graham comes in as a junior and can swing. We know what Fallon can do. And then you got Addie Haney in there.
Yep.
You know, it's tough when you come into a match and say, okay, we got to focus and we got to drive our block towards Brumbaugh, because then all of a sudden these other girls step up. What's the importance of having hitters across the board that can finish the job?
There's no way we're going to shut down. There's always going to be someone to get us out of the rotation. We're always going to keep moving, and we just keep going to the next point.
And does that make your job easier?
Oh, yeah. If I don't feel any pressure. Like, I understand that I am a huge part of it, but I always know that there's other people that's going to be there if I'm not on my game.
Awesome. Well, we wish you luck not only in the next tournament this weekend and the Corner Conference tournament for the remainder of the year. And look at that. 2 times where we're finishing up our conversation and the seniors run away from us. We'll wait for Lily Peters to take a couple steps back up the floor. Eve, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
And our final guest this evening is our final senior, Lily Peters, who has had a tremendous year. And I said that about Eve. If you go onto Varsity Bound and you pull up the Sidney stats, you're going to look at know that even before before